boxing representing Chicago this weekend, Tatiana.
I see that. I see that. It's super cool, man. Super cool. I'm super proud of her. I've seen, and a lot of people don't know this, but Tatiana had the ability to be an Olympic champion. Like she really did. She was, I believe, the girl that she used to be became an Olympic gold medalist. I think Helen Maroulis. I mean, that's the type of caliber athlete that we're talking about. So, she's a girl version of Henry Cejudo. So I'm proud of her, man. She's come a long ways through injury, through fighting cancer. I mean, she's a big inspiration to a lot of people.
You're having fun with this whole champ setup, aren't you?
I do. I love it. I love gold. I'm such a gold digger, guys. I'm such a gold digger, man. Look at that. I got my security guards here, as you can see. 10-4. Everybody? Okay, there you go.
Is he gonna hold the second belt?
He's gonna hold the second belt, and I have to find somebody to hold my Olympic gold medal, man, since I don't bring it up enough, you know.
Who's your security guard to your left here?
Want to introduce yourself? A former Navy SEALs. Did a few tours in Iraq. I mean, the dude is he's no joke.
I'm putting my life on the line for Mr. Cejudo here.
There you go. There you have it.
Streets of Pinocchio and the Bird here.
On the mean streets of Beverly Hills. But first and foremost, guys, man, you guys are acting a little shy, and I would like to start off by. I've been called some nasty things in my life, and I'm sick of it. I've been called a gold digger. I've been called a son of a gold. I've been called an Olympic champion, a UFC champion, Hall of Famer, author, dream catcher, dream snatcher, goat killer, the king of cringe, the greatest combat athlete of all time. But never have I been called the P word, and I'm sick of it. On June 8th, that's all going to change. I will be the next pound for pound king. And you can tell Daniel Cormier, you can tell John Jones, you can tell Khabib Nurmagomedov that there's a new sheriff in town. And his name is Henry Cejudo. And guess what? Dana White, if you're watching, he happens to be a flyweight. First question. Give me some heat.
Henry, at what point, I mean, obviously, like, this is you know, but at what point did you flip the switch and just want to amp it up and almost like a Chael Sonnen thing where early on in your career, you're like serious? I mean, maybe we didn't know you as well. And now you're like this big personality.
You didn't. Dude, this is what I do. All I have is gold, guys. That's all everything I touch turns into gold. Donald Trump wants to live with me. I got so much gold. I have to charge him rent too.
Do you feel like you kind of found yourself a little bit and kind of embraced a little bit of who you are in the last 6 months to a year?
This is who I am. I am a gold digger. I love gold. I love breaking records. This is who I am, guys. This is who I am.
Earlier on in your career, you didn't talk the way that you're talking right now. What changed?
What changed is pay-per-view points. No, what changes is me being myself. It's me going out there and being a showman. I believe that's what the people want to see. I'm not afraid. I'm a very confident human being. It's just me being myself and going out there. And yeah, I'm a little cheesy. I'm a little cringy. But at the same time, I get the job done. I've done things in sports that nobody in sports has done. I'm an Olympic champ. I'm a flyweight champion of the world and soon to be bantamweight champion of the world.
Were you maybe worried previously about how people thought of you, and now you just don't care anymore? Now you're just gonna say whatever.
Quite honestly, that's kind of how I felt. Why? I come from that Olympic background. Sugar Ray Leonard, like all these guys have always kind of maintained a good persona to them. Oscar De La Hoya, everybody would pick on him, and he would just he was that honest Joe. You know what I mean? But you know what? I'm in the sport of mixed martial arts. This is people are trying to rip my head off, dude. I'm trying to do the same thing. That's all there is to it. I'm just being myself, man. I'm just letting go. Whether you like me or not, you guys just make sure to pay $59.99, download the ESPN, and that's it. Make me rich.
Henry, you introduced yourself as a flyweight, so why go for the bantamweight strap instead of paying attention?
Because I'm a gold digger. Because I love legacy. I love breaking records. I love proving people wrong. Even with this fight, I know I'm the underdog. I was the underdog my whole life, and I have created fans, and it's special to me because when you're the underdog and people don't believe in you, you know what happens? You become a fan of them. It happened to me with Verdun. I never thought that I never thought that Verdun would beat Cain Velasquez. Never in 100 years, because I know Cain. I know him very well, and I've seen him train. I've seen Verdun fight. And when I saw what he did to Cain Velasquez, dude, that changed my whole perspective. And I was like, man, it's beautiful to prove people wrong. Like, it's beautiful. Like, whether you guys like me or not, you almost have to respect what I've done. So that's all I'm doing. I'm trying to create more fans. Whether you hate me or love me, you're gonna watch me. I'm gonna find a way to prove you wrong too.
So then, are you going to go back to defend flyweight, or are you going to stick around?
First things first, I got a tough task in front of me. There's a lot of options. And I've said it before, man. It's just a Cejudo weight division. Like I'm looking to trend some things here. Like I really am, man. And this is beyond the sport of mixed martial arts. I believe I'm trending things in sports, period. Do what I've done. Find the greatest combat athlete of all time. I believe that's me. And I believe fighting for this second bout, I'm just going to cement it even more.
Do you think you got enough respect for the win over TJ? A lot of people, oh, it was too fast. That finish wasn't real. You know.
I think once they watch the replay again, once they know he was on some of that sauce, I think people kind of they give it to him. It's like, well, maybe he did beat him. But I know what I saw. I saw TJ's. I know it wasn't even my punch. It was that first kick when I saw his demeanor change. We're in the game of poker. Everybody that we fight, you gotta make sure to have your poker face on. I saw it since the first time I kicked him. The first 5 seconds of that fight, kick him to the body, kick him to the face. I saw his whole demeanor change. So I knew what I was gonna do to him.
So how do you approach Marlon then? He's a very explosive guy.
He is. How do I with intelligence? I respect him. I really do. I respect Marlon, even though he don't think very fond of me. I respect him as a fighter. I know he has the ability to knock me out. I'm in that game, and I accept that. I accept that the fact that there's a 50% chance that I may win, I may lose, especially against a competitor like that. But I'm going out there with the most intelligent mind. I'm going out there with somebody that he's never faced. He's never faced a competitor like me. Not a fighter, a competitor. I will find a way to beat you. So you better put me to sleep or tap me out, but I will find a way to beat you.
You fought at 135 before, earlier on. So what's the difference between flyweight, Henry Cejudo, and bantamweight?
Just not. I get a chance to eat more. I get a chance to be normal. Making flyweight is hard, guys. It really is. Like I'm huge. I even feel like I'm big for 35. I take my shirt off, you guys will be like, damn, who's that? So the weight's not an issue, man. I feel like I'm gonna be stronger. And that's it. It's about. I feel more comfortable at the weight. It's nice. It's nice for once not to be on paleo.
The whole pound for pound thing though, that's a real issue with you, right? That you're not on it at all right now. Is that true?
No. I'm ranked number 4 right now.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
I'm 4.
Right, so-
I got Khabib Nurmagomedov in front of me. I got John Jones and I got Daniel Cormier. And I feel like I could win it. Why not?
Yeah.
I want that spot. I believe I could earn it. I'm here to speak everything into manifestation. That's all I'm doing.
And do you think it's a similar thing with Demetrius that where it's just that the weight classes don't get the same I don't want to say respect, but you're just not considered?
No, this is the thing, guys. Is Demetrius was so good that he was dominating everybody. Everybody thought it was a weight classes issue, which in some way it was. But the first time I fought him, I was only fighting for 3 years. You gave me time. You gave me resources. I have over here, in my opinion, the 2019 Coach of the Year, a man that speaks 5 different languages, is going out there to help his soldiers. I mean, I have the right people in mind to create this perfect storm. So I believe after this fight, I am going to be pound for pound king. I'm the only one with 2 belts, and I'm the only one with an Olympic gold medal. How about that? And it'd be crazy for you guys or anybody not to give me that status, because I'm out here chasing gold.
Hey, was there a point in time where you decided that you wanted to kind of embrace the cringe judo?
I love it, man. I love the cringe. But this is who I am, guys. This is who I am. Like, I'm a corny, funny, but when I compete, I'm serious. I'm out there to kill, man. I'm a great white shark. So don't be mistaken. But this is who I am, guys. Like I'm corny. I'm cringy. Accept it.
Was that
You talk to the rest of the security?
But But was there something that happened that made you say like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna be myself? Like, why not? Why
This
not?
is all. Since I was a kid, I was like this. Since I was a kid.
But you didn't show it publicly until recently.
I didn't because of that reason. I'm an author. I do motivational speaking. I go out and I speak to kids. But you know what? Kids soon become adults. You know, I have nieces and nephews. Like, it's the reality, man. You guys think the UFC is a mixed martial arts company? Guys, the UFC is a marketing company. And finally, I realized that you know who picked on me? Was Chael Sonnen.
Oh, really? What did he
Don't be that honorable guy like Henry Cejudo. Don't be like him. You guys pretty much pump it up. Pump up a fight.
I was gonna ask, what's more important to you, like this legacy pound for pound thing, or is most important your bank account? Is that the most important part, really? Because you mentioned a couple of times, buy their view. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because I think it's a great thing. But
Yeah, no, for sure. Money could be a motivation too. Absolutely, 100%. I was watching this documentary with Usain Bolt earlier, and actually a week ago, and I watched his whole documentary, and it's like I can almost kind of simulate like his life with mine, like what he's done and what he's sacrificing. And there's one thing that really kind of popped into mind. He says, people will never know. Once you become an Olympic champ, where do you find that motivation? How do I wake up every morning and still want to do it again? And that's what it is. For me, it is financial. It's financial, and 100% it's legacy.
How's it affected the love life?
Jesus, Nikki Bella, woo! No, I'm good. I'm in the game. I'm in the game. Why you making it cringy? Why are you making it cringy, Karen?
I'm not usually you put it out there and so sweet and stuff like that. So you gotta ask your dance and you're doing all
I am. I'm single, trilingual, and boy, do I love to mingle.
Henry, when
Sunday to
that
Domingo.
conversation with Shale,
Hold on. From Sunday to Domingo.
didn't mean to screw your swag up. When did that conversation with Shale happen?
No, it didn't. He called me out. He called me out, and you know what? Yeah, on TV, on public. This was a while ago.
So you took it to heart.
I did. But you know what? He's right. Demetrius Johnson never did it. Demetrius Johnson, the reason why our weight class is being exited is because of that. The first time I fought Demetrius Johnson, I'm actually kind of pissed at him now, the more I think about it. Because you know what? I've always had his back. The first time I was going to fight Demetrius Johnson, again, I was being to myself. I would laugh or whatnot. But I remember I went up to him and I says, Demetrius, we have to stir the pot, dude. They're going to get rid of our weight class. And he was with his wife, and they can both confirm. I was like, we have to stir the spot. We have to stir the pot. And he said, and I told him, I was like, dude, our weight class is pretty much our weight division is on the line, man. Like I was hearing it back then. This was three years ago.
Before the first fight.
Yeah, and it was almost like he just shook it off and was like, "Oh, you want to stir the pot, huh?" Like that was his reply to me. And I'm just like, Jesus, man. Now we're in this situation. Now that I'm talking about my Olympic gold medal and the belts and all this and all these women, you know. Now you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to do something here, guys. I really am, dude, from the bottom of my heart. But I'm out there also to break a neck too.
Is it too late to say the flyweight division? Do you think? Or too late?
You have to ask Uncle Dana why, but no, I am the flyweight savior. The division's going to stay. Whatever happens in this fight, the division's going to stay. You can tag Dana White on that.
Would that be your next fight at flyweight if you after this, or are you gonna? Would you say?
I'm taking it one at a time, Karen. I mean, there's a lot of options. It's the Cejudo weight division. I'm going to see who I'm going to fight next. Because you're right. I do want big fights. I do want money fights. I don't think we make enough. I believe we should be getting paid like NFL players. I believe we should be getting paid big money. It's enough, man. If Conor McGregor can do it, he's not even. He's, in my opinion, he's a champion, but I don't. He's done it for a reason. He deserves every penny that he's getting. We need to start getting paid like elite athletes, but we also have to sell it too. So I agree with the other part too. Remember, the UFC is not a mixed martial arts company; it's a marketing company. There's a reason why I got that shot at 135 pounds. There's a reason.
Henry, how'd you enjoy the hot boxing interview with Mike Tyson? How was that?
It was fun, man. It's been surreal, man. It's been a great journey for me. It really has. Like being with Mike Tyson, meeting Derek Jeter, you know, getting a chance to meet Michael Jordan, all that stuff. It's been I'm a kid that's literally living his dream, guys. When I set my goals when I was a kid, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I'll repeat it again because that's who I am. My 3 goals down that I wrote in my life that I wanted to succeed, and that was number 2, being Olympic champion. Number 3, being UFC champion. Number 1 is being the best father and best husband that this world could ever ask for. I'm living my dream, guys. Why am I so carefree? Why am I so happy? It's because I've done it. It's because I've done it. I'm living my damn dream, and it feels so damn good. And did I mention I'm an Olympic champ?
There was a story. There was a story that your medal actually burned up in the Santa Rosa fire. Is that true? Because we've seen your medal since, and did the IOC issue you a new medal?
It did. It did. My medal did burn in the Santa Rosa fires, but it's the memory that comes with it. I'm such a carefree person too that can burn too, and I'm okay. Anything can happen. My house can burn down, and I can be okay. I really am, because it's the experience, it's the emotions that come with that. It's the blood, sweat, and tears that took to receive that. That's what counts for me. Truly, I mean it. I don't stress. Oh, I lost my goal. No, dude, I was laughing that day. I was making jokes that same hour. I'm alive. I made it.
Are you able to contact the IOC to have a medal released?
Yeah, I have. Everything's going forward with that. There's a whole process, man, records and all kinds of things. So, but I appreciate you guys' concern with my Olympic gold medal. It means a lot to me.
And you're going for a second belt this weekend. Next week there's a big 135-pound fight in Bellator. Paul Waller, Koji Bargucci. I know you have good friends and training partners in Bellator. They're cross-border with Horizon. Do you like to cross promotion? Like, would you love to fight like one of those guys in Bellator? Or kind of
Dude, absolutely, man. Bring the Wolf over. Bring Haraguchi over. I love to cut their necks off too. Why not? And those guys are tough too. I've trained with Darian Koloff. That dude's he's an animal. I've seen Haraguchi. These guys are good, man. We can start a whole NWO here, man. New World Order, right? UFC versus Bellator. I like the idea. Why not?
Henry, obviously a lot has changed in the last 12 months with champ life. You remind us a lot about the gold medal. It's beautiful. What has been your favorite part to carry, the people around you to get to share that with them as you become a champion and more famous?
It's the experiences. It's the fact that I'm able to share my gold with people, my gold medal, my UFC belt, and to be able to do it with my coach, Captain Eric. For those who don't know, and I'm kind of pissed at Fighters Only magazine that they're not even nominating this guy. You know what I mean? Like, in reality, like, it's ridiculous. It really is, man. This man coaches me, Patricio Pitbull, speaks different languages to cater to him. Will fly to another country to be with these people, and he's not even being credited at Fighters Only magazine. So that's a bunch of BS. So for you guys if you guys can start your own awards, remember this man, Captain Eric Alberson, Captain of the United States Army, All-American in both freestyle wrestling and Greco-Roman wrestling, one of the only Olympic alternate, and an overall a serious man, I guess.
I asked this of Tatiana. There's a lot of significant dominant wrestlers that come into the UFC and develop a power punch, and I think you're one of those people.
Hold on. Is my gold medal? Is it bugging the cameras? It's not shining. All right, go ahead.
A lot of dominant wrestlers that come into the UFC have developed power punches, and in your case, even like power kicks. Can you talk about the development in your striking? Because when a wrestler comes in with an Olympic gold medal, you assume you're going to pretty much be wrestling and you put a lot of strikes.
No, I'm an athlete. I have the right coach in front of me. I have Captain Eric Alberson. I have people that are going to have me face these certain problems. Like, it's not just wrestling for me. I love the creativity, being able to strike and submit and do all that. And I've showed that in the UFC. I'm an athlete, man. I'm an Olympic gold medalist.
Henry, Andy Ruiz Jr. just won the heavyweight championship, upset to Anthony Joshua.
But does he have an Olympic gold medal?
He doesn't. No.
There you go.
He has 3 boxing belts though now. First Mexican heavyweight champion. What do you think about that?
Inspiration, man. Inspiration. They just asked me the same question in Spanish, and I can honestly say, like, I'm a part of that. Being Mexican, being Mexican American, like, man, we gravitate towards each other. You know who inspired me when I was a kid? Oscar De La Hoya. You know who inspired me when I was a kid? Marco Antonio Barrera, Morales, Julio Cesar Chavez. Like, all these great legends, man. So a piece of Ruiz's success, man, I feel like, man, I feel like I want it with him. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like that. It's in our culture, man. We're strong-blooded people, man. We can fight, and we'll go out there. We'll fight with pride, with dignity. We'll leave it all on the line. That's exactly what Ruiz did. It doesn't surprise me, and he's gonna do it again. I know he is.
There's a Mexico City show in September. You could defend him.
Yeah. Options. Need to talk to Uncle Dana. See when I'm ready. I like it. I like the idea.
Is Ali going to be there on Saturday? And what do you think his expression will
Oh,
be?
I can tell you right now. I know who Ali's going for. Between me and you, I know who he's going for. He's going for the messenger. I'm his favorite. I'm his fave. And Ali didn't tell me to do that. Thank you, guys. Hold on. Want you guys do an interview with my coach, with Captain Eric Alberts. How about that? Sit down, Captain. You guys owe this man an interview.
Jordan. My arm's going numb.
That's great.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Sit down, baby. Ask some questions. Ask the 2019 Coach of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you guys to the 2019 Coach of the Year, Captain Eric Albertson. You guys give him a hand.
Let me get my glasses so I can see better. There we go. That's right.
Coach, at what point did you realize you had something special with Henry? How did you guys hook up?
I first met him in actually 2003. I remember because I was living at the Olympic Training Center, and he was actually brought in as the 105-pound women's training partner. So he was a training partner for the women at the Olympic Training Center in 2003, and then they brought him and his brother in 2004 to live at the Olympic Training Center. So that's kind of when I first met him. He was about 103 pounds. He had blonde tips, spiky hair. It was like up to here. He looked like a little lion.
How influential are you this cringe judo persona that he's playing right now?
I think it takes a lot of courage to become who you really are. So, you know, it's not, I think of it as Henry grew up different. Ever since he moved to the Olympic Training Center at a young age, or even when they saw potential in him at a young age, you kind of get given passes on certain things. So I can tell you that Henry Cejudo grew up way more different than most other athletes because of him being a success at such a young age. It's kind of like, what's it like being Justin Bieber, being so famous at the age of 15, where you see things that most other people don't see. So Henry's unique because he was a famous athlete at a very young age where he didn't have to go through certain phases when you're a teenager, when you go to college. It was always kind of having fame at a very young age. So that's what you're just seeing. You're just seeing him coming into his own. And it's not like, it's really him, but it's not like, I would say it like this, and I don't know if he's gonna like it, but like when talking to girls, like most every girl that ever comes in, he's already in, you know, like people are gonna laugh when they're with you because they know who you are already. Like if he says a joke, even if it's corny, everybody in the room laughs, and that's what he hears all the time. Well, if you grab the guy next to me and have him say the same thing, nobody would say a word. So he's kind of grew up where whatever he says, people who put a smile on their face or they smile for him. So he's just kind of used to being able to say what he wants recently, and it's kind of it's normal for him because he's always been since he was a sophomore in high school. He's always been people have looked up to him. He's always been number one, really.
You know, when he decided to kind of show that persona publicly, his real personality publicly.
Yeah, because I was in Brazil with him at the Pitbull Brothers when I showed him what Chael Sonnen said, and he had a big old rant about it. And I showed it to Henry, and he was just like, okay. And then I said, let's call him up. Let's call up Chael. Let's get it. Why don't you, if you're gonna get advice, get it from an expert. And we called him up, and they ended up speaking. He ended up going on his show when he went to Australia. Did like 30 minutes with him. So, Chael's been a big influence in Henry as far as letting himself, as far as him becoming himself.
When was that?
Well, this was before he beat Demetrius. Before he beat Demetrius, because we were doing an interview on Canal Combate in Brazil with Anahisa, and I remember showing him the video down there, and that's when I said, let's call him up. Let's start get some advice from him. So that's what we did.
When you have a high-level grappler like Henry, what is the process to not only develop their striking, but also make it second nature so they do use the bull weapons and don't just rely on the grappler?
Well, when you have a high-level grappler, it also becomes on their type of personality. He could have went the complete other way, like a Ben Askren or a John Fitz, and just take you down and smother you. But like Henry said, he's always been an entertainer. He likes to put on a show, and that's what you're seeing now, and that's why he's going out and knocking people out in 32 seconds. So he likes to put on a show before and after now. So that's it's part of Henry Cejudo now.
Okay. Can you kind of tell us a little bit actually about yourself? Like, how did you get into MMA coaching? And I know you have a giant resume of the top level guys you've worked with, but you kind of brag a bit about who you worked with.
Yeah, so I was in the military. I was the officer in charge of modern Army combatives, and that was kind of like my first introduction to hand-to-hand combat. I eventually became the officer in charge of hand-to-hand combat or modern Army combatives. And when I got out of the military, fortunately, my first fighter was Minotauro Nogueira, in which he had Team Nogueira, in which we had Anderson Silva, we had Junior Dos Santos, and we had Rafael Feijão. So I kind of got thrown into the fire, full immersion. I moved to Brazil, learned how to speak Portuguese. And one of the big things, one of the two big important people on that team at Team Nogueira in the time, which is 2011, were these two young brothers called the Pitbull brothers, Tricky Pitbull, Patricio Pitbull. And I always knew those guys were going to be good. And Patricio finally became my first world champion. And he's kind of built like Henry Cejudo, short, compact, and as he became very good in wrestling, Patricio Pitbull, I started seeing how he was transitioning his striking into his wrestling. And I called up Henry. This is even before Henry was in the UFC. I said, you need to come down here and start training with the Pitbull brothers, because I think Patricio Pitbull's style is perfect for you. And eventually he finally came down. I believe it was before we fought Wilson Hayes. So once we did a training camp in Brazil at the Pitbull brothers, is when he kind of made that change, and it was a big change. So, one of the big things is that Patricio Pitbull did his camp with us for Michael Chandler, which he just became double or champ in Bellator. He beat the greatest lightweight of all time in Michael Chandler. And the great part about that is that Henry and him trained together this whole camp, and Henry got to witness it beforehand. So Henry feels motivation from watching Patricio Pitbull accomplish what he's going to accomplish on June 8th. So that was a big thing, is getting these two champions together, lions training with lions, iron sharpening iron.